Hey y'all, so this is so intentional on God's part today. As I was sitting this morning, he started to download the crossover, right? Today is November 11th, right? 11/11, not associated with angel numbers. And Deuteronomy 11:11, okay, and Joshua 1:11 is what he's brought me to. He brought me back to a word that I have that I'm going to read, but first I'll read my notes. So, number one, Deuteronomy 11:11 is about the crossover, right? But you will soon cross the Jordan River and take the land. It is a land filled with hills and valleys. It drinks from rain from heaven, okay? And he's been talking about this crossover, right, for weeks now. And as I wrote it this morning, Joshua 1:11 speaks on in 3 days you will go and take possession of the land, right? So yesterday, actually weeks ago, I was having dreams back to back to back every night with 444 open door, okay? Then God started manifesting that like into the physical. And now, like 2 nights ago, I was having dreams of 24 hours. And then the next day, I had someone text me about 24 hours. I was seeing signs about 24 hour, like seeing 24 hours on signs throughout the day. And so today when I sat down, he reminded me of the 24 hours from yesterday. And y'all know Holy Spirit can be like goofy and creative and funny, and Holy Spirit has personality, right? Well, I heard in the SpongeBob voice, and I can't even say, I'm not good with like impersonations or whatever, but 24 hours later, that's what I heard. And it is 24 hours later, okay? So it's the crossover, all right? But soon you will cross the Jordan River and take the land. It is a land of hills and valleys. It drinks rains from heaven, okay? Then he had me write, not soon. Like, when God says soon, 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 it's usually like, not as soon as we think. He said, not soon, it is now, all right? And then this morning, I'll post a picture of it if I remember to. This morning, my gas gauge, no, my mileage, all right? No. What? Hold on. Actually, yeah, that was my mileage. Like, I can't believe my mileage is already up there like that. I've had this car for like a few years. But it has 6.6 and then 7 in the middle and then 6.6. And for some reason, it just stood out to me, okay? So when I got home, I wrote it down. And he showed me the 7 in the middle. 7 means completion, okay? Represents completion. And then 66 and 66. So he had me put those together. 6666, 4 6s, okay? Which in the Strong's Concordance happens to mean justice, righteousness, vindication, which if you've been following along with my words, as of lately, he's been talking about vindication, restoration. It's here, okay? Justice is being served, okay? Not only that, which is, so he's saying that there's been a completion. It's complete. It's time to step into your vindication, right? There's justice being served. Also, there was 2 sets of 2 6s, so double for your trouble. Double for your trouble. And I had an incident happen a few days ago where my pay, out of the blue, got doubled. Right. And I was like, how does that even happen? Like, there's no way, like, that just didn't seem possible. But it happened. And the only explanation is God, because it just didn't make sense. And it was doubled. It was like my pay doubled, but it was like more than doubled. It wasn't quite tripled, but it was more than doubled. So it was like that double for your trouble and a little extra pizzazz that I've talked about before. He spoke that to me like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He was like, there's going to be double for your trouble and a little extra pizzazz, like just because he can. And so I also had the number 187. This was like all on my speedometer thing, whatever it's called. 187, that was my miles until I'm on empty. 187. 187 in the Strong's means to be at the prime, to flourish, to be in full bloom, to be fully ripe, to come to maturity. Okay, things are in bloom. The fruit is ripe. Okay, it's the interesting thing is it's in season, but it's out of season. And when he explained, like when he gave that to me some time ago, I did not understand. I'm like, huh? But I've been seeing a lot of things on TikTok lately about how we're in the middle of winter, fall, whichever. Okay, we're definitely not in spring according to the calendar, right? But it's like there's leaves falling off of the trees, but there's greenery. And there's flowers blooming and such. And it's like, so God's time, right? His seasons are apparently different than our seasons down here. Like, that's what he means by that, if that makes sense. I don't know how to articulate that into words, but I think that made sense. So according to the world's time, the world season, right? We're in a dry season, right? We're in where things are not in bloom, right? Where things are dry. But God's saying in what season we're in right now spiritually is a season that's out of season. It's a season where things are blooming. Fruit is ripe and fresh and ready to pick, right? And flowers are things are blooming, right? Things are blooming, and they are at we're in prime time, okay? We're in a prime time where we're flourishing. We're stepping into a time where we are flourishing. It's our prime time. And I believe prime means to be at the peak of someone's success or whatever. Like you're at one of the greatest times in your life, stepping into it. And not only that, but the last number that was on my little speedometer thing was the number 38, because I'm in Florida, as y'all know, and it should not be no 38 degrees here in Florida. Especially not in November. Early November, it just doesn't happen typically. And it's just too cold. But that was my temperature. It even had a little snowflake next to it. I'm like, it's cold when my car's got the little snowflake next to it. So brought me to Revelation 3:8. I know your works. See, I have set before you an open door and no one can shut it. Has he not been talking about open doors? Did I not just post everything that I've mentioned in this video today? Have I not been posting about? Has he not been speaking on? Okay. So he brought back to my remembrance. There is an open door. There's a door. There's many open doors there's many doors that are opening right now. Okay. But there is one in particular that you're walking into right now. He's done away with the old. If y'all remember, I made a post like a few weeks back where I had literally seen this white door, this random white door sitting at a dumpster, and it had like this black, like it was just an old beat up door. And he was like, look, I've done away with the old door. The old is gone. That old door, it had to go. Okay. It had darkness attached to it. It had things attached to it. It had to go. There was 3 white vans sitting at my, you know what? This is a whole nother word. I'm going to post after this, but let me go ahead and read the word that is attached to this that he gave me. Let's see, January, February, March, April, May 28th of 2024. Okay. Again, Joshua 1:11. I've been seeing that number like crazy. 1:11, and maybe so have you. It says, something big coming this week in 3 days. Last minute miracle on its way to you now. This is very specific. The 3 days. It's not for everyone. And it could just be prophetic. Like I said, he says in 3 days, you will be crossing over and possessing the land the Lord your God is giving you in 3 days. Okay, so 3 days is prophetic. Now, it could be a literal 3 days, or it could just be prophetically, like soon, you will be crossing into the promised land to take possession of the land. So take it back to God. Take everything back to God, okay? Quickly, express shipping. You are crossing into your promised land. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Now, I'm pretty sure Joshua 1:11 talks about preparing, gathering your provisions, and that aligns with what he was speaking to me a few days ago. That makes sense now. I don't know if y'all remember, but I had posted about like the camouflage pants, and then there was something about boots, and then he said boots on the ground, and he was saying that he was going to be placing us, sending us out to collect the provisions, right? And I was having dreams about it too. He's trying to give you the provisions necessary. He is, Lord help me. That's why I've been saying stay in a consecrated state, stay in a place of seeking God, stay if you have to fast, if you can hear from him better, but be in prayer right now, be in worship, and be in in a state of constantly seeking him out right now, because he's providing you with provisions necessary for this crossover. Okay. Now this is interesting because of what I just said about the pizzazz. Okay. Because I didn't even know that was in this word. All right. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Get ready to receive this bonus from me. A little but big gift. A little but big gift. So keep your expectations out of it. Be in expectancy, but take your expectations of what you think whatever this is going to look like. Take them out of it. It may be something, you may be expecting this big grand thing, which it is. He says it's a little but big gift, but it may not come in the form of something that you're thinking, right? Does that make sense? Okay. That little extra pizzazz that I spoke to you before, all for your suffering, obedience, and well-doing for me, just like the word I put a few days ago. He's like, this one is for you. This is for all the years that the locust stole from you, ate from you, right? The enemy has stolen so much from you over the course of maybe your whole life, right? But this is your time. This one is for you. For all of the things that you have suffered and went through is for you. This is going to set you free from imprisonment that you've been facing. Whatever imprisonment that you've been facing, whatever bondage you've been facing, this is going to set you free from that, okay? No more living in lack. And I think it's interesting how I'm wearing this, like, I bought this yesterday because it's cold. Like I said, the cold weather come through, and I've gained some weight since last year, y'all. About 10 pounds. And so my clothes do not fit from last year, my winter clothes. And with the temperatures dropping, I'm like, I was trying on my jeans yesterday. I was trying on sweaters. I just comfortably like cannot fit in those clothes. Obviously, I moved up a size and I had to get some things. And so this stood out to me though. It was the only one left. It's like a really pretty, looks different on camera. It's a really pretty Cinderella blue though. And then this eye glitter that I happen to have from a sample from that Sephora gave me. I'm gonna have to get some of this because it's really pretty. Again, in person, it's a little bit of a different color, but it's blue too. It's like Cinderella blue. And I don't know, I felt led to put that on today. Okay. But I think it's fitting because this is in regards to, I know that when he says like, no more living in lack, I'm welcoming you into royalty where you will no longer live in lack, but in luxury. It's referencing Cinderella, right? Pit to palace. Sitting in a place where you feel like you're in prison, like a slave, right? From that to the palace. It is time to travel into new places. You're walking free out of the old into the new. Okay, that's that open door you're walking through. This will be unceasing and endless. Get ready and be prepared, and don't forget about me. That's in Deuteronomy 11:11. God tells you don't forget about him, because, and then he goes on to say all of the things that can happen if you do forget about him. No sooner than he gives it to you, he can take it away. The Lord giveth, and he taketh away. Okay. Be a good steward of what he gives you. Don't forget about him. Don't forget about the things that he's taught you, right? Continue to walk upright. Continue to do things. Don't backslide, right? And don't get on a high horse, okay? Stay humble. Know who you are, but remember where you came from, okay? And don't forget about God. And it's your time to shine. You are at that prime, that peak time in your life, the best time, the greatest time of your life you're stepping into. You're crossing over. This is double for your trouble and a little extra, okay, just because he's God and he can do that. It's not going to make sense. It's going to shock you. It's going to shock other people, the things that are about to happen. This is your time of vindication. Justice is being served in places that you may have, again, like you've been in this imprisonment, you've been in this bondage, but you're walking free out of it. The chains have broken, okay? The door is open and you're crossing over into the things that he has promised you. Not to mention, y'all, my daughter has these coloring books, okay? And they're Christian coloring books. And the page that she opened last night for me to color was Jesus and the net and the fish. Okay? Cast your net, because this time you will get a catch in abundance. You're about to see abundance, okay? Multiplicity, overflow, okay? And not only that, she brought home a page that she was doing it was like a puzzle. She brought home a page. It was a coloring page that her teacher gave her. And she said that her teacher said inside of it, once you're done coloring it, you'll see the secret message or whatever that's in it. And it was about, the secret message in it was son, okay? And it was the promise that God gave Abraham and Sarah, that they were going to have a son. That promise that looked dang near impossible, that looked like it was taking a long time. Sarah and Abraham, man, they were old. They were old, but it came to pass. You know why? Because God's faithful. And if God says a thing, you're going to see it come to pass in his timing. But for who this for, it's his timing. Those promises, you're stepping into them. You're about to see them manifest into the physical, okay? That's the word. I got another word that I'm going to sit on. I don't know if I should record and post it today. I don't know, but I'm going to sit on it. And if so, I will see y'all in that video. And if not, I will see y'all soon. If y'all feel led to sow into this, hashtag 1111 crossover, okay? Hashtag 1111 crossover. I pray that this blesses you. I pray that it reaches who it needs to reach. And get ready, y'all.